Welcome to Celebrity Reports, the place where we dive deep into the fascinating world of celebrities and uncover the stories behind the headlines. At 72, Telly Savalas confessed, "She was the only one who could do that to me." For many fans, the statement sparked curiosity because Savalas, the charismatic star best known for his role as the bald, lollipop-loving detective Kojak, lived a colorful life both on and off screen. Known for his charm, wit, and unmistakable voice, Savalas had been linked to many stories of friendship, love, and loyalty. But this particular revelation stood out because it reflected a side of him that fans rarely saw, a softer, more vulnerable side hidden beneath his larger-than-life image. Telly Savalas grew up in a Greek-American household in Garden City, New York. From the beginning, he carried with him a love for family, tradition, and culture. While Hollywood gave him fame and fortune, he never lost touch with those roots. Many people around him described him as a man of contrasts, tough and confident on the outside, yet gentle and deeply emotional when it came to the people he loved most. The confession he made later in life pointed directly to that hidden side. "She was the only one who could do that to me," he said during a private conversation that eventually made its way into Hollywood circles. The she he was referring to wasn't a co-star, though Savalas worked with some of the most talented actresses of his generation. It wasn't a fleeting romance or a glamorous celebrity affair. It was, surprisingly, about his mother, Christina. Throughout his life, he often mentioned that she had an influence on him unlike anyone else. By do that, he meant grounding him, humbling him, and reminding him of his true self whenever the glitz of fame threatened to take him away from his values. Friends recalled that no matter how high his career soared, Christina's words could bring him back down to earth. If he was too caught up in the praise of fans or the demands of Hollywood, she would simply give him a look or a small piece of advice that immediately cut through the noise. "No one could pull me back into reality like she could," Savalas admitted. For a man who commanded attention wherever he went, it was telling that the one person who could silence him with just a word was his mother. But some who knew him best also believed there was another layer to his statement. Savalas had lifelong friendships with women who profoundly shaped his personal and professional life. One of those women was his Kojak co-star, Sally Kirkland. Their connection was never confirmed as anything beyond friendship, but many insiders described her as the only person on set who could challenge him creatively. "She pushed me to dig deeper into my character," Savalas once remarked. "She could get something out of me that no one else could." To him, that was a rare quality, someone who not only matched his energy, but also demanded more of him as an artist. By the time Savalas reached his 70s, he reflected often on what truly mattered. The confession wasn't about scandal or drama, but about gratitude for the people who shaped him. Whether it was his mother, who molded his values, or a close friend who inspired him to raise his game, he recognized that life was less about the fame he achieved and more about the relationships that defined him. For fans, this revelation added a touching dimension to his legacy. Telly Savalas wasn't just the tough detective who growled, "Who loves ya, baby?" on television. He was a man who valued connection, who carried deep respect for the people who could see through his bravado and speak to his heart. At 72, his confession wasn't about weakness, but about acknowledging the rare gift of having someone in his life who could bring out his truest self. That humility and honesty remain part of why he is remembered so fondly today.